and welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today we're finally doing an update in my sample project pan. I had kind of forgotten that I was doing this and remembered and started using the products. There's some things in here that I tried to use and maybe used a handful of times, but they just didn't really work, either because the sample itself was kind of old and it just, again, didn't work very well, or I just didn't really want to keep using because I didn't really like it. We're rolling out all but one item and then we're gonna roll in, I think, 5 more samples to use. So I'm gonna give you a teeny tiny mini review on the things that I was able to use, and then we'll jump into, well, then I'll talk about the one thing that I haven't used up yet, and then we'll jump into the new things, which I'm really excited about. So I have a couple of foundation type things. The first is this sample, these samples of the Milk Makeup Sunshine Skin Tint. This does have SPF 30 in it. This was okay. Here are the little samples that I have. The only one I didn't open was this one. This is in the shade, I don't know, because they don't have a shade name on them, but I did open the other 3 because I was trying to figure out which shade I was. These were a mess to try and use. I didn't love them. I don't think that I would go out of my way to purchase this. It just wasn't quite what I was looking for. Not that I was specifically looking for anything, but it just wasn't totally my vibe. So again, I don't think I would go and purchase a full size of one of these, but it was okay. It offered like a really light coverage. It is described as a skin tint. It just didn't sit that great on my skin. So there's that. One that I did like, but won't purchase because of a different reason, is the Kosas Tinted Face Oil. This was also a giant mess. So it comes with 3 different samples. I was only able to use the lightest one, which is Fair with Cool Undertones, tone number 3. I really liked the way that this made my skin look. It was, again, really oily, but it went onto the skin really nicely, and then it had almost like a soft matte kind of finish, but it wasn't super heavy coverage, which is why it was, you know, it's marketed as a tinted face oil. So it's marketed as a tint, so it does offer just a little bit of a tint to the skin to cover up any redness. I liked the way that it wore on my skin. I liked the way that it looked, but I'm pretty sure that this broke me out. I was able to use it a handful of times, and I noticed after the last time that I used it, my skin broke out really bad. I had a ton of bumps on my forehead, and I didn't use this again. Well, I ran out of it, but I didn't use it again, and that hasn't happened since. So I'm pretty sure that that's because of this. Maybe at some point I'll get a sample of this and try it out just to make sure that maybe this was expired, or just to make sure, because I did really like the way that it looked and wore on my skin, but none of it broke me out. This next item is a sample by Hourglass. This came with like kind of a pressed powder of Luminous Light and Ethereal Light. I was able to use up Ethereal Light for the most part, but Luminous Light, just I had a really hard time getting it off of the paper right here, and I think maybe this was just pretty old or something like that in my collection, so it just was really packed onto the paper. This was okay. I didn't really notice too much of a difference on my skin, so I don't know that I would go out of my way to purchase a full size of either one of these, and Hourglass is really expensive. So again, I didn't notice enough of a difference to want to purchase one of these for a high price tag. This next one, same thing. I don't know. I could not get like anything off of this. This is by Bare Minerals. This is the Original Foundation. I said that really weird, original. And it comes with Fairly Light, Medium Beige, and Tan Nude. So it comes with a little pressed powder of each of those. I tried to use, I think, medium beige, because for some reason medium beige, which is this one, looks lighter than the, what is that, Fairly Light. So I don't know what that's all about. So I tried to use medium beige, but I couldn't get anything off of the paper. It just wasn't picking up. So I called it good. I used to use this foundation, I think, a long time ago, and I liked it, but that was before I like really knew anything about makeup. So I may try this again one day, but maybe not. I honestly just don't know. All right, and the one thing that I'm still using is this product right here. This is the CoverFX Shimmer Veil. Is that just what they're called? Shimmer veils? Yeah, I don't see another name. Okay, so what it comes with is these 3 different shades of their shimmer veils. It comes with Moonstone, Soleil, and Amethyst. And what I've been doing is keeping the little kind of tag pushed on there, and oh, that one might have dried out. Oh no, Moonstone dried out. That's a bummer. But I think that I'm able to use a little bit more of Soleil and of Amethyst, because I haven't pulled it up all the way. At least I hope so. I've actually really enjoyed these. I think that they're really pretty. They're kind of a, well here, I'll show you what the dried out version of, what is this, Moonstone looks like. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but the shadows are pretty pigmented, but they have like almost a chunky glitter, but in a good way, I personally think. The shadows have, it's like a dimensional shadow. I've enjoyed using these samples. I don't know that I would purchase a full size of one of these. Maybe, because they're kind of fun to use and I've really enjoyed using the samples that I've got right here. I might be interested. I might be interested in picking up a full size of one of these if they have a color that I really, really like and is a unique shade. That's the thing with these, is it's not just a normal glitter eyeshadow. They have some dimension to them. They're interesting and I liked it. So I think that I can get a little bit more use out of 2 of these. So I'm gonna hold on to this, and then maybe I'll have a further review the next time I do an update. Oh, I almost forgot about this one. I stopped using this. This is a Becca triple threat kind of sample. So we had the Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid Highlight in Opal, the Pressed Powder in Opal, and the Poured Opal. Opal is not my favorite shade in the Becca range because it's a little too dark for my skin. I did use some of the Poured and some of the Liquid, but I didn't use them up and I didn't really bother to use the powder highlight either because I decluttered this a long time ago and I just, you know, I was kind of over this. I didn't want to use it. I have other highlights that I really like using. It was kind of fun while it lasted, but I found other things that I like better. So I went ahead and stopped using that sample. All right. And I've got my pack of samples in front of me now that we are now going to be trying and using. I think I have a couple of skincare. I have 2 skincare items, a blush, primer, and 2 foundations. That's very exciting. The first is another foundation from Bare Minerals. This is the Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. We do have 4 different shades in here. We have Vanilla 2, Natural 5, Tan 7, and Chestnut 9. I expect I'll be able to use either Vanilla 2 or Natural 5, maybe a combination of both of them. They do have like these little pouches, so I think I'll get definitely enough foundation, or whatever this is called, gel cream. So maybe I'll be able to get 2 uses out of one of these or both of these, who knows. I definitely probably am one of these 2 shades. I guess we'll see. I'm excited to try this. This is one that I've, if I'm not mistaken, I've seen in stores and have been interested in trying out. So now I'll have an opportunity to do that. We'll talk about the next foundation sample. I don't know how well I'll be able to really get a feel for this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter Foundation. That's what the actual foundation looks like on the back. We do have quite a few foundation options on here, but the amount of foundation I'm expecting to be available in this little tiny pouch is not going to be a lot. So I'm probably, I don't know, one of these 2 shades, either 2 or 3, light or light medium. I'm probably light, but we'll see. I'll get as much as I possibly can out of this, but I definitely don't think more than 1 use, and I don't even think I'll get 1 full use out of this. So we'll see. We'll see how far I can stretch it. But I am excited to try this because I've always wanted to try this foundation. Moving on to the primer. I've actually never tried this primer, but it's pretty popular. This is by Milk. It is their Hydro Grip Primer. I think this has, yeah, this has cannabis in it. So interested in trying it out. It's supposed to be really effective, but I think that this does have alcohol in it. So that is definitely something to keep in mind because it can be kind of drying on the skin. So we'll see. I am going to give it a try because I think I actually have 2 samples of this. So once I finish this one up, maybe I'll roll the next one in 2. Unless I hate it, then I'll pass it along to somebody else. And I have 2 things left. Let's talk about the blush first. I have a Glossier product. This is the Glossier Cloud Paint. We have 2 different shades right here. We have Dawn and Dusk. So we have a nice neutral peach and then a bright kind of coral. I'm really excited to try these. I've almost picked up a cloud paint the 2 times that I've ordered from Glossier, and I haven't. I wanted to try them all out. I got this with my first order, and then I got the other 2 shades with my second order. So I'll be able to try out all 4 shades. They might actually have more than 4 shades. I'm not totally sure, but I have 4 shades to try out. And then if I like them enough, then I'll go ahead and pick up a full size the next time I place an order. So I'm very excited to finally be trying one of those. Oh, and then last I have a skincare item. This is a skincare sample by the brand Youth to the People, one of my favorites. This is their Adaptogen Deep Moisture Cream. It's a moisturizer. I love their moisturizers. I currently use one and have repurchased it a handful of times and love it so much. So I know that this is more geared towards people with really dry skin, which I don't have. I have it's actually now bordering more on normal, which is nice. So maybe this will work okay for me. I guess we're gonna find out. That's the point of a sample. All right, and those are all of the samples that I'm gonna be using for the foreseeable future. Here they all are. I hope that you enjoyed this update. I'm very excited to have finally used the samples that I updated you on last time. If you like this video, if you like project pans, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe for more content from me, don't forget to do so before you go. All of those buttons are down below. And I think that is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.